Easy Girl 李某是一觉醒来是彻底天塌了。大连工业大学白纸黑字
Easy Girl Lee, name omitted for privacy, woke up one day and found herself completely ruined. Dalian Polytechnic University. In black and white, and with her full name, officially announced her expulsion. Her bachelor's degree instantly turned into a high school diploma. Do you remember the CS Go exhibition match held in Shanghai last year? Lee, a student from Dalian Polytechnic University, Expelled Polytechnic University, flew all the way to the competition site from afar, finally getting the chance to meet her idol, Zeus, a retired professional player from Ukraine. The two of them clicked immediately. And as a professional gamer, Zeus was highly skilled at Rush B tactics. On the very first day they met, he successfully executed a rush strategy with Lee at a certain hotel. Afterwards, Lee was still happily reflecting, feeling the trip had been completely worthwhile. Little did she expect, Zeus turned around and treated her like a joke. He not only mocked her and shared the story in his fan group, he even insulted Chinese girls by calling them ET girls. The most outrageous part, internet users started digging deeper and found out that Lee actually had a boyfriend. Later, when her boyfriend learned about this, he went live on stream, extremely upset, saying that Lee had gone to Shanghai to watch the competition and the plane ticket had been paid for by him. Put yourself in his shoes. If something like this happened to you, how could anyone tolerate it? Whether it's Zeus or this Lee girl, both have completely crossed the moral bottom line.
大连工业大学的电话都因为他被打爆，而这所学校
The phone lines at Dalian Polytechnic University have been blowing up because of her. And this university happens to have a school rule. If a student engages in improper relations with a foreigner, they will face at least a demerit or more serious disciplinary action. It seems Lee is the first person to be punished under this specific rule. Lee Xinxi was expelled. Her marriage prospects took a major hit. These past couple of days, she's been all over the internet. Who is she? She is the female protagonist in the scandal where a female university student threw herself at a married Ukrainian man. A few days ago, her school officially announced her expulsion. The reason? Improper relations with a foreigner, which were seen as damaging to the school's reputation and the national image. Before we dive into all of this, let us know in the comments where you're watching this video from. Connecting with viewers across the world is a huge source of inspiration for us.
事情是这样的，李新石是大连工业大学大三。
So here's what happened. Lee Xinxi is a third-year student at Dalian Polytechnic University. She's quite sweet-looking. At the end of last year, a Ukrainian esports player named Zeus came to Shanghai for a competition. According to netizens, this Zeus isn't very skilled, not very famous, and hasn't won any major awards. So he retired early, got married, and lives an ordinary life. Now, from time to time, he participates in a few matches to earn some living expenses. Lee Xinxi, as an esports enthusiast, was also a fan of Zeus. When she found out he was coming to Shanghai, she paid her own way to travel there just to meet him. She brought him gifts, treated him to dinner. Lee Xinxi paid for everything. Eventually, the two of them got a hotel room together. According to sources, even the hotel bill was paid by Lee Xinxi. Now here's the real kicker. All the money Lee Xinxi spent was actually given to her by her boyfriend. And her boyfriend had no idea about her cheating. After 2 days of hanging out, the two went their separate ways. At first, it seemed like everything had ended there. But then, this foreigner Zeus had no sense of decency. He leaked private photos and videos of himself and Lee Xinxi in his fan group, even proudly labeling her as an easy girl. This incident, which started overseas, Warren Tenev Levin say Tenor Oliven and 5 Center, quickly spread across domestic platforms. It went viral and even made it onto trending news. Later, the university began an investigation. Eventually, a few days ago, they officially announced Lee's expulsion. Aklis Sadid is Polzhany. I noticed that many people focused only on the gossip about the girl, on whether the school's expulsion was too harsh, or on the actions of the cheating foreign man, but they ignored the real, most pitiful victim in this whole story, Lee Xinxi's boyfriend. Not only was he cheated on, but the money used during the affair was given by him. Is there anything more heartbreaking than this? Some argue the school's decision to expel Lee was too severe, that bringing this incident to a national level was making a mountain out of a molehill, but I don't think so. I fully support the school's decision. The expulsion was absolutely warranted. In today's society, we see this troubling phenomenon. When Chinese women deal with Chinese men, they often put on a superior attitude, demanding dowries, houses, cars, but when facing foreign men, they suddenly take a submissive posture, voluntarily offering themselves, paying all expenses out of pocket, and not even caring if the man is married. If such behavior isn't punished severely, it will deal another blow to China's already plummeting marriage rate. And in the future, will any Chinese man still dare to get married? How low must the marriage rate fall? Let me walk you through what happened. Li Xinxi is a junior student at Dalian Polytechnic University. She has a sweet appearance. At the end of 2024, a Ukrainian esports player named Zeus came to Shanghai for a competition. According to netizens, Zeus isn't a very skilled player, he's not well known and has never won any major titles. That's why he retired early and is already married with children. Now, he occasionally participates in matches to earn a little money for daily life. Li Xinxi, being a fan of esports, was also a fan of Zeus. When she learned that Zeus would be in Shanghai, she paid her own way to go meet him there. She gave him gifts and treated him to meals. Li Xinxi paid for everything herself. Eventually, the two booked a hotel room together. Reportedly, she even paid for the room herself. And here's the most critical point. The money she spent all came from her boyfriend, who had no idea she was cheating on him. After spending 2 days together, they parted ways. That should have been the end of it. But Zeus, this foreign man, had no sense of decency. He shared private photos and videos of himself with Li Xinxi in his fan group, completely uncensored, labeling her easy girl. He smugly claimed he had taken down a Chinese girl in 1 day. The incident quickly spread from overseas to domestic platforms, going viral online and making it to the trending news. Soon, the school launched an investigation. A few days ago, they officially announced Li Xinxi's expulsion. Now, I noticed that most people only focused on gossip about the girl, the school's decision to expel her, and the behavior of the foreign player, but they overlooked the most tragic victim in this entire event, Li Xinxi's boyfriend. Getting cheated on is already a huge blow, but realizing that the money your girlfriend used to cheat was yours, is there any humiliation worse than that? Some people say the university's decision to expel Li Xinxi was too harsh. They argue it's making a mountain out of a molehill by elevating the case to a matter of national dignity, but I completely support the school's decision. Expulsion was appropriate. Why? Because in today's society, when dealing with domestic men, many women act high and mighty. They demand expensive dowries, houses, and cars. But when facing foreign men, some women adopt a low profile, eagerly offering themselves, paying everything themselves, even ignoring the fact that the man is married with children. If this kind of behavior isn't severely punished, it's another blow to China's already plummeting marriage rate. If this continues, which man would dare get married anymore? Just how low do we want the marriage rate to go? Yeah, come here. And this news is not easy to discuss. I'll try to lay out all the different viewpoints and controversies so everyone can make their own judgment. Please don't attack each other or the people involved in the comments. Let's have a rational discussion. So what happened? A female student from Dalian Polytechnic University. In December 2024, she went to Shanghai to attend an esports competition. There, she had a sexual encounter with a 7-year-old Ukrainian player who is married and has children. This occurred in December 2024. Then this year, that scumbag man shared unblurred video footage of the encounter in his fan group chat. He bragged that he scored a Chinese girl in 1 day, which triggered worldwide attention. In response, on the 8th of July, Dalian Polytechnic University issued a disciplinary announcement. The woman involved was a 1-year-old student, majoring in fashion design. They cited inappropriate relations with a foreigner and damaging national dignity and educational integrity as the basis for her expulsion. This was based on clearly written school rules. So how should we view this incident? Let me share 3 points. First, the girl lacked self-respect. He was a foreigner, and she was taken after one meeting. That shows a serious lack of self-respect. And as for the Ukrainian player, he's clearly a scumbag. He's married, has a wife and children. Yet when he came to Shanghai for an esports event, he saw a Chinese girl and had a fling. Worse yet, he shared the video publicly in a fan group to humiliate her. That's pure scumbag behavior. And once he shared it, the girl instantly became a global laughingstock. Second, Dalian Polytechnic's punishment was based on clearly written school policy. Their rules state that improper interactions with foreigners that damage national dignity or educational reputation can result in major demerits or expulsion. So the expulsion is well-founded, but the controversy lies here. Is this rule outdated? Does a regulation about relations with foreigners sound too old-fashioned? In certain institutions like military academies, such rules might make sense. But in a regular school like Dalian Polytechnic, where the student is just studying fashion design, a one-night stand or romantic affair shouldn't be treated so harshly. What exactly counts as improper relations with foreigners? Chinese women dating or sleeping with foreign men isn't rare. Should all such cases be elevated to a matter of national dignity? That's questionable. That's where the debate lies. Third, as I said earlier, the girl lacked self-respect. After the video went public, she was socially killed globally. Some news reports say she was not single at the time. But it's unclear, did she have a boyfriend or was she married? I guess she had a boyfriend, since she's 21 and a college student. Marriage at that age is unlikely. Still, her moral conduct is clearly questionable. But it's not the same as cheating on a spouse while married. Nevertheless, being expelled now is a significant loss. I saw in the official notice that she has 60 days to appeal, so there's still a chance for recourse, some buffer period. This reminded me of the Edison Chen scandal back in the day, where private photos of actresses were leaked. Edison left the industry, and the women involved were heavily affected too. So in this case, who's the real victim? Who is truly at fault? Clearly, the person who pulled back the sheets and filmed has moral failings. But the biggest issue is the person who publicized the footage and caused massive damage. They are the real problem. This girl from Dalian Polytechnic had a one-night stand and lacked self-respect, but she ran into a scumbag who publicly exposed her. The scumbag is the real culprit. Ukraine is currently at war, so I doubt they'll address this. Maybe even Ukraine can't control such a man. So we should figure out who's really to blame. As I said at the beginning, this is a highly controversial case. Many people have different opinions. If you have a different viewpoint, please share it in the comments. Let's be rational, avoid name-calling, and maintain a respectful discussion space. We live in a civilized, modern, public society. We should all follow the basic rules of public discourse.
大连工业学院拟开除李某时学籍冲上了热搜啊！这位李某
Why was student Li Xinxi expelled this time? What are the disciplinary rules of Dalian Polytechnic University regarding such cases? According to the public announcement released by Dalian Polytechnic University and related media reports, the school's regulations concerning this incident are primarily based on the following. In Article 19, Clause 6 of the Dalian Polytechnic University Student Disciplinary Regulations, it clearly states, improper relations with foreigners that damage national dignity and educational reputation shall be subject to a demerit or more serious punishment. The university deemed Li Xinxi's actions to meet the above criteria Xinxi's actions to meet the above criteria, that is, having improper interactions with a foreigner, which damaged national dignity and educational integrity, and resulted in serious negative social impact. Therefore, the university imposed the penalty of expulsion on her pulse by complice of the 2 penalt. Some people claim that this incident has sparked a debate about the applicability of the school's regulations and the fairness of the punishment. But personally, I don't think there's much to debate. Thanks to Li Xinxi's bold behavior, Chinese women are now being called Brazilian steaks on international forums. That's clearly damaging to national dignity, education, and the image of Chinese women. That's why the university emphasized it will strictly follow laws, regulations, and internal codes to handle such issues in order to maintain campus order and educational integrity. If you're still watching, comment one so I know you're still with me.
这个事儿干得很漂亮，全国大学生第一个因为老外被开除，虽然晚了点，但
This situation was handled really well. This is the first time in the entire country that a university student has been expelled because of an affair with a foreigner. Even though it happened a bit late, it was inevitable. Kudos to Dalian Polytechnic University. Even if the process was a little slow, the attitude they showed in handling the matter was upright and serious. They've set an example for universities across the country. Also, don't let that foreigner get away so easily. He finished his free steak and then went on to brag about it. Blacklist him immediately. Let me remind you, steak isn't cheap in China. I suggest this incident be uploaded to professional platforms so honest people don't fall victim to scams like this again. This female university student has completely destroyed her future. Her path has been cut off right here. Do you remember that famous Ukrainian esports player? The one who had a bit of a following? He had quite a few fans in China. One of his fans, Li Mumu, was a student at Dalian Polytechnic University. She also had a side gig as a mukbang live streamer. She had a boyfriend who loved her dearly. When Li Mumu heard that the esports player named Rain had come to Shanghai, she flew from Dalian to Shanghai to meet him. And after just one day of meeting, the two of them went to a hotel. Even worse, the plane ticket was paid for by her boyfriend. So just like that, Li Mumu spent a week with her idol, completely ignoring her boyfriend. As Rain said he was going back home, the two parted ways casually. Li Mumu returned to Dalian alone, thinking this was just a short-lived romance, something only the two of them knew about. But who could have guessed? As soon as Rain got back to his country, he started posting pictures in his fan groups and accounts. Even worse, he shared the crazy sex videos they recorded during those few days. Turns out, from the moment they got to the hotel, this scumbag had already set up a camera and recorded everything. He used it as content to gain traffic and make money. And not only that, this scumbag said something even more vile. Girls like Li Mumu in China are dirt cheap. Cheaper than a $1 Brazilian steak. Actually, it's not just this guy, Rain. There are many other foreign male influencers out there doing the same thing. They take pride in showcasing their achievements with Chinese women. There's even a guy who was an unemployed repairman in America, but after coming to China and becoming an ESL teacher, he bragged that he slept with dozens of Chinese girls. This is nothing short of a collapse of morality, a failure in education, and the failure of family upbringing. In the eyes of foreigners, Chinese girls are easy. There are just too many Chinese women who worship foreign men. They treat local Chinese men like garbage, but are totally obedient to foreign men. I really don't get it. Are foreign men really that amazing? But as this scandal continues to unfold, we see it's not so simple. Actually, Li Mumu knew she was being filmed, and she still chose to cooperate and engage with the foreign man. Her actions have already violated the university's Student Code of Conduct, specifically Chapter 7, Article 21. Think about it. A junior at a top domestic university. Now her admission letter is as good as waste paper. All her hard work over the past 10 years is gone in an instant. Her parents' sacrifices all gone. Do you think what she did deserves sympathy? I don't. She was a student at a prestigious university, but ignored all decency and dignity. Despite having a boyfriend, she still chose to sleep with a Ukrainian man she had just met for one day. And then she got mocked by that foreigner who said Chinese women are cheaper than steak. This has done serious damage to the image of Chinese women. Girls like Li Mumu, I bet there are many more. You can even see many black men online posting pictures showing off, with one Chinese girl in each arm. What are these girls thinking? There are examples like this in many universities. University students are supposed to be among the most educated, yet these types of female students take pride in dating foreigners, especially very dark-skinned black men, some of whom even brought viruses to China. I used to say I wasn't racist, but more and more, I'm starting to dislike black people. This incident has made Dalian Polytechnic University set a precedent, a warning that this kind of behavior is a blow to national dignity. I applaud them. I hope other universities will also follow this path. Stop giving the country's money to foreign exchange students. And to certain girls out there, can you grow some self-respect already?
为什么对于李新氏的行径，大连工业大学非要发公告对其开除学籍处理呢？
Why did Dalian Polytechnic University have to issue a public notice to expel Li Xinxi? According to normal procedures, a disciplinary decision should be delivered by the student's college directly to the student involved and signed by the student. If the student cannot be reached, the school would then opt for postal delivery or internal delivery, retaining a copy on file to complete the process, keeping things restrained and even leaving the student a chance to exit with dignity. But after the incident occurred, Li Xinxi not only left the campus, he also went missing for a long time, making it impossible to establish contact. He did not take the initiative to communicate, nor did he cooperate with the school to complete the disciplinary process. As a result, the university was left with no choice but to issue a public announcement, the last resort in such cases. Once a notice is publicly issued, the details of the disciplinary action become fully transparent, drawing attention from the public and media alike. It's fair to say that Li Xinxi handled the situation very unwisely. He thought he could just lay low and wait for things to blow over, believing the school wouldn't be able to do anything. But in reality, even without his cooperation, the university could still go ahead with the process. In fact, if he had voluntarily applied for withdrawal after the incident, the school might have chosen a more lenient solution. Even if he had signed and left school in a timely manner after receiving the disciplinary decision, the school might not have needed to go public at all. Clearly, both in the incident itself and in how he responded afterwards, Li Xinxi's decisions were extremely poor. He missed multiple chances to leave the university gracefully. In the end, all he got was a public notice of expulsion. Let's review the chain of events. The school launched an investigation too. He refused to cooperate. The school advised him to voluntarily withdraw to He refused. The school attempted direct delivery to He refused to accept it. The school attempted postal delivery to No response. Final option. Public announcement delivery. Now, the whole world knows Li Xinxi has been expelled. Clearly, he never read the school rules. He probably thought, so what if I'm dating a foreigner? So what if he's married? So what if we only knew each other for less than a day? Even though this happened last year, now, the entire school has been notified. The entire country knows. After being expelled, he may not even be able to go home. This case is something that high school students, college students, and even middle school students across the country should see and learn from. Today, Chinese society is facing a serious collapse in moral and traditional values. According to China's Ministry of Civil Affairs, as of 2025, the national marriage rate has dropped to a historic low of just 4,560, while the divorce rate has nearly doubled since 2010. Another national survey revealed that over 70% of people under 30 no longer believe in marriage, and nearly 25% of female college students said they prefer dating foreigners over local Chinese men. China social trends. He believes that if the younger generation continues to blindly idolize foreign cultures, chase limitless personal freedom, and trade their dignity for temporary affection or validation, the cost will be devastating, from emotional isolation to broken families and societal collapse. China social trends urges young people to return to the foundations of traditional values, respect for relationships, responsibility for one's actions, and pride in national identity. China social trends is not here to promote xenophobia, but we believe freedom only has meaning when it is grounded in ethics, self-respect, and mutual responsibility. China social trends invites you to reflect deeply. Odd. So, what do you think? Cobbler? Was the university right to expel this female student for her involvement with a foreign man? Is this a fair disciplinary action or an outdated nationalist overreach? Are modern Chinese women being empowered? Or are they destroying their own dignity in the name of globalism and short-term pleasures? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We welcome debate and differing views, but please stay respectful and civil. If you found this video insightful, please like, comment, and subscribe to China Social Trends for more raw, unfiltered commentary on today's China. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.